Although no confirmation from the Canada side, Donald Trump, the American side, has said he's ended all U.S.-Canada trade negotiations after an Ontario ad was aired on anti-tariff rhetoric, which sampled Donald Trump's 1987 remarks on trade. He announced the move on Truth Social, of course, calling the ad fake and egregious, which is pot calling kettle, if you will. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation actually weren't so happy about it themselves, using the words from Reagan to put out their point, because they stated it was basically also, undercut and out of context. The pause hits talks when focus on tariffs on steel, aluminum, and automotives, which are a big deal right now and have been sort of in a stalled state forever. But now Trump says they are done. The ad features Reagan's warning the high tariffs can spark trade wars and cost jobs. Trump and the Reagan Foundation say the clip is selective and misrepresents the context. Ontario officials argued they drew from a public speech. Trump also claimed the ad aimed to sway pending court fights over his tariff policy. Supporters say confronting a misleading message protects the U.S. interests, because the message, it could be taken out of context from a person who cannot actually tell you the context. Meanwhile, the critics of canceling the ad and canceling the whole campaign say that talks over the ad is disproportionate, that's the word there, because the ad isn't the problem, it's the guy making the deals that's the problem. The Prime Minister of Canada, Mr. Mark Carney, signaled Canada won't allow unfair access if negotiations fail, and has talked up diversifying exports beyond the U.S. That means finding other people to sell to and buy from. Canadian officials have been working towards united efforts for limiting metal deals and warned about a breakthrough, but that wasn't actually imminent because they were still trying to negotiate, seemingly in good faith. This rupture injects new uncertainty before global summits where leaders were expected to huddle and make things work. Now we'll see who's sitting at what table in the lunchroom at the summits. The halt freezes technical work on sector tariffs and clouds the 2026 review of the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. Companies tied to steel, aluminum, and autos face planning with headwinds and supply cost chain issues that will rise if the standoff persists, and it probably shall persist. Markets and manufacturers will watch for any back-channel contact and any timetable to resume any talks. So how can this actually play out? Let's look at one view where a hard stop in communications will be resolved and will deter any perceived interference and will guard U.S. leverage against anything going forward, and no court rulings on tariffs. They actually sort of figure out how to go back to work and go back to work. Also, personalizing diplomacy around ad risks are bad. It undermines economic interests, strains an ally, and blurs lines between political messaging and trade policy. Essentially, calling somebody a dookie face in the middle of a negotiation is not very good for your negotiation. Pressure on industry groups to keep Canada from using the same tactics Trump does, using videos and sound bites from other people to basically say his words for him, will be abundant, will be out there, will be something going forward. This actually could be a good reset and bring leverage to us or them, or a new sense of relationship normality for making this work out. But a prolonged pause is going to basically raise the cost of everything and make things worse in the process. And the USMCA, the review in 2026, which is on track and on fine until we stop talking to one of our trading partners, is a problem. Will it get fixed in 2026? I guess we'll have to see if time plays it out properly.